The email arrived at 7:42 on a Tuesday morning. Subject line: Document access notification, property listing agreement. I opened it on my phone while standing in the kitchen. The coffee machine was still dripping behind me. My thumb hovered over the attachment. The preview showed my childhood address. Our mother's house. I tapped the document and scrolled. Listing price: $680,000. Agent signature: my brother's signature, only his. My hand tightened around the phone. That was the moment this family revenge story started, because my brother had just tried to sell a house he didn't fully own, and he hadn't told me. The coffee machine clicked off. I didn't even notice. 2 years earlier, when our mother died, everything about that house had seemed simple. She owned it outright. 3 bedrooms, old kitchen, quiet neighborhood, no mortgage. My brother and I were her only children. The will was direct. The house would pass to both of us, 50-50. I lived 30 minutes from the property. He lived out of state. So after the funeral, most of the practical things fell to me. Cleaning the house, meeting the probate attorney, sorting through paperwork. I spent weeks sitting at our mother's kitchen table with stacks of documents. Eventually, probate closed. The title transferred. Both our names went on the deed. I remember sitting across from him at the attorney's office, signing the paperwork. He seemed fine. Quiet, but fine. We agreed verbally to hold the property for at least 2 years before deciding anything. I thought that was enough. It wasn't. After that, he started bringing up selling. At first, it sounded casual. We should probably list it soon. I told him I needed more time. The house still felt like our mother's place. Her furniture was still there. Her handwriting was still on the calendar in the hallway. He sounded irritated sometimes, but it never turned into a real argument. At least not then. The first strange thing happened about 6 weeks before that email. I received a notification from the county property portal. Someone had requested a document copy. The deed. The requester name was right there in the record. My brother's name. It made sense, technically. He owned half the house, too. Still, something about it made me open the county site. I downloaded the deed myself and read it slowly. His name, my name. 50% each. Everything looked normal. I closed the file and told myself I was overthinking it. 2 weeks later, he called and asked if I had thought more about selling. The way he said it sounded rehearsed. I told him I wasn't ready. He paused. Then he started talking about the housing market. Prices might drop. Interest rates might change. It sounded like he had practiced the argument. After we hung up, I opened the deed again. The recording number, the filing date, the county stamp. Nothing had changed. So I pushed the feeling away. Until that Tuesday morning. I reopened the listing agreement. The brokerage logo was real. The document looked legitimate. It gave the agent permission to begin marketing the property immediately. Showings, online listings, MLS entry, created Sunday night, signed Monday evening at 6:14 p.m. No message from him, no explanation, just the notification. I called the brokerage office. The receptionist transferred me to the agent. She sounded upbeat. Professional. I told her I had received a listing notification connected to my property. There was a pause. Then she said something that made my stomach tighten. "Oh, your brother said he was the sole owner." I didn't respond. I just stared at the listing agreement on my screen. Then I asked one question. "Did he give you a copy of the deed?" She said yes. He had sent one. After the call ended, I opened the county portal and downloaded the deed again. I zoomed in on the ownership section. My name was still there. Then I opened the document he had sent the realtor. I scrolled through slowly. Page 1 showed the property description, county stamp, recording number. But when I kept scrolling, there was no second page. The page that listed both owners. He had sent a partial copy, just enough to make it look official, just enough to hide my name. He hadn't forged anything. He had simply left part of the document out. That afternoon, I drove past the house. The street looked exactly the same. The fence along the front yard was still leaning slightly the way it had when we were kids. But there was something new in the grass. A real estate sign. I parked across the street and sat there for a minute. I took a photo of the sign. Then I opened my phone and emailed the realtor. I attached the full deed, both pages. I wrote one sentence. "This property has 2 legal owners." The next morning she called back. Her tone had changed. Quieter. More careful. She said my brother had told her the property had been fully transferred to him after probate. I told her that wasn't accurate. Then I sent 3 more documents: the probate transfer record, the recorded deed, the county filing confirmation. I checked the attachments twice before sending. 2 hours later, the listing disappeared from the brokerage website. He still didn't call. That part bothered me the most. He had to know the agent would contact him. He had to know I had seen it. But the phone stayed quiet. That night, I opened the deed again and read every line. That's when I noticed the detail I had overlooked before. The property hadn't been transferred as tenants in common. Our mother had chosen joint tenancy. That meant something important. If one owner tried to sell the property alone, the transaction couldn't close. The title company would stop it immediately. Any sale required both signatures. He had gone to the estate attorney 6 weeks earlier and asked about options for selling a jointly held property without the co-owner's involvement. She told him it wasn't possible. He listed it anyway. The next morning, I met with a real estate attorney. I brought copies of everything. She reviewed the documents and confirmed what the deed already showed, but she suggested something else. Since my ownership was already recorded, I could file a formal notice with the county recorder documenting my interest in the property. A public record attached to the title. That way, any title company reviewing the property would immediately see 2 owners. No confusion, no missing pages. I filed it that afternoon. 2 days later, he called. His voice was calm but tight. The agent had flagged a title problem. He wanted to work it out. I told him there was nothing to work out. The house was jointly owned. Any sale required my agreement. I hadn't agreed. He said he figured I'd want to sell eventually anyway. I told him when I was ready to discuss it, I'd reach out through the attorney. Then I ended the call. The real estate sign disappeared from the yard within the week. The listing never came back. A few months later, he sent a formal written offer through a mediator. A buyout of my half at assessed value. I had the house independently appraised. His number was $38,000 below market. I declined. We're still co-owners. I check the county recorder's page every few months. My name is still there. Last month I drove past the place on my way home. Same quiet street, same old fence. No sign in the yard, no listing online. Just the property our mother left behind. The county record still shows the same thing it did that Tuesday morning. 2 owners, 2 names, including mine. He assumed I wouldn't find out until it was too late, or that I'd be too uncomfortable to fight it. Our family had always avoided conflict. He probably counted on that. Most people assume family means the paperwork doesn't matter. I've since learned that's rarely where the story ends.